Welcome back to Hit Points Gaming. Today's episode, we will be doing a review of Descent Legends in the Dark. I am Corey, and this is Andrea.
Hi.
And it's been a little while since we've actually put a video out. That's for a few different reasons.
I think we say it at the beginning of every video that we've done.
I guess that's true.
So sorry. Here we are.
Yeah, we got hooked on Arkham for a little bit, and then a new Descent was coming around the corner, and I wanted to get a few plays in before I actually do a review, or I guess our thoughts of the game.
And I said that I wanted to finish Mansion, and I'd like to wrap up games before we start a new game, and I was denied. So.
Yeah, we moved to Descent.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit about Descent and the history going into it, and I don't know how much of this you know. So obviously this is, I'm calling it the third edition of Descent, even though they don't call it the third edition, whatever. The first two editions, I have everything, minus the last card pack for the second edition. So I want to let you know that I am a very large fan of Descent. I think dungeon crawlers are my favorite type of game. A big Hero Quest fan. When I was little, I got hooked in Descent however many years ago, and that's, I think, really what started my board game collection again. Okay, so when they announced this Descent, I think it was Gen Con last year, you saw the picture of the giant box, super excited. Okay, then no information came out for a very long time. Okay.
They were, holding you with anticipation.
Sure, fine. Okay, then they started showing a little bit, the 3D terrain, the artwork, some pros and some cons for each. And then a lot of the bad press came with it, okay? That's why I wanted to do this video. I kind of stayed away from it as much as I could, but as it was getting closer and closer, I had to start watching some videos, and
we wanted to know what all the bad hype was over.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to address today, my thoughts about it, because everyone has an opinion, right? And everyone can have their opinion. I get it.
We're giving ours.
That's right. That's why we do this, and that's why you're here. So
you don't have to agree with us, but
that's right.
We're going to share with you.
Okay, so
this is really controversial. I have no idea what you're going to say now.
Well, it's not controversial. So what happened was they did a live preview.
Who was they?
Fantasy Flight.
Okay.
Okay. They did a live preview of this game that I watched. It was over an hour long.
On what? YouTube? On their website?
Sure.
Okay.
It was horrible.
Okay, what was horrible?
Okay.
The players? The video quality?
No. Look, we don't have the best video quality, so I can't knock anyone for that.
No.
I don't know if it was the players or just really the presentation as a whole. People were getting hyped for certain things, not hyped for others. We wanted to see gameplay. You wanted to know about the game. We didn't really see much. So I think at that point,
it was a gameplay, a playthrough where they didn't show gameplay.
It was very slow.
Okay.
And I believe that this game isn't one of the best to tape. I can see that because of the app component. There's so much going on with the app that we're seeing, and unless you're showing that on screen every time you're hitting something, I don't know. I just don't think
something
certain
gets
games
lost. Yeah.
are the best to do a playthrough of. That's why some of them, we only pick and choose certain ones that
well, that's why we're not doing a playthrough of it. We're just doing a review.
That's right, yeah, because the app, maybe you would have to have 3 cameras and interchange. We're not that sophisticated. We just really play board games. Okay, so, yeah, I think a lot of bad press came from that. Okay. Also, my initial impression of when the artwork came out, totally hated it.
You did?
Totally hated the artwork.
The artwork, what, cards?
The new style of the cards.
Oh.
Just the characters in general.
They're not good old Jace?
Yeah.
And who was my character? The warrior,
Yeah, I'll think of it.
He had a sword.
In a moment. Yeah. Okay, he had a sword. Yeah. So I just right away I was kind of turned off, but I'm not going to let one or two things ruin a game for me, right? So I pre-ordered the game. Obviously, the cost is a big factor too that everyone's complaining about. Okay. Well, there's always
spent a lot of money on
There's always
this?
the MSRP cost, and then you can always get it for $40 cheaper online. So that's the price that I'm thinking about. And plus, the amount of board games that they cost right now, there's so many games that cost way more than this.
like Kingdom Death Monster.
Yeah, this was one of the most expensive games for Fantasy Flight.
Okay.
If you can't afford it, it's okay. There's so many other games that you can get. I'm not going to hold that against the game itself. You want to play it, you save for it, you work extra for it, you can pick it up. Okay, that's enough for the price. Again, you can find it cheaper online. Or wait till someone wants to sell it. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So, I waited for the game to come out. I got it. And we did
Your
some
wife didn't
playthroughs.
want to play it.
We did not want to play it. Obviously, this is now a fully co-op game. Okay.
I have nothing against Descent. I actually won with... What's his name? What was my favorite character?
Hugo the Glorious.
Hugo the Glorious.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Because the Descent that you played was a co-op version of the second edition. Okay, because the first and second edition.
I don't believe it was.
Yeah. Trust me, you never beat me in Descent heads up. So, yeah. That's a big long campaign. We can do it anytime that you think you're ready. I haven't lost. So.
Was that the board like this, and then you travel all around, and you pick up the tokens?
No, that's Runebound.
That's.
Yeah, you've won that before. You're very good at it.
I did. Okay.
That's fun.
Maybe that's what I was
Same
confusing
universe.
most of that.
Same universe.
Okay.
I like this universe. I like Terranoff. Okay. So, this is going to be all over the place. I have a lot of stuff to talk about, pros, cons.
And I have nothing to talk about.
That's right. You're here.
Yeah.
Because you experienced it with me.
Well, I have an opinion, but I'm going to save that for a while.
When it comes up.
Okay.
Okay. Because I think it's right to bring it up.
Okay.
Okay. So,
we set it up.
let's talk about Fantasy Flight and their app system, because people hate apps just like they hate legacy versions. To me,
Okay, then don't buy this game.
This is like a video game. Look, I get games that are fun. Whether you want to call it a video game, whether you want to call it a board game, that's why I like to play games that I have fun
Playing.
I like the experience. If it's a new experience, that's what I go for. If I don't have fun playing it,
It's going to go on eBay, and you guys can buy it from us, okay?
there you go.
Okay.
Okay. So their last game that they did with an app, because first of all, I like Mansion of Madness. I think they did a great job.
Oh, yes, thumbs up. I love
Usually
that.
their games are very simple to learn, and the app takes care of a lot of behind-the-scenes mechanics, so you can just get in and play right away. I heard pretty negative reviews for the Lord of the Rings board game. Again, another app. So I stood clear from it.
Nobody we know has that?
I purchased it for Braden.
Oh, yeah, you did. Okay.
And I did a playthrough with him, and it was pretty good.
Pleasurable.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know why it received so much hate. I really enjoyed it. I think the app did another great job. So here I am. This is their third time to really perfect it. Besides Descent Second Edition, they had a little bit of an app there. So I was really looking forward to the app. So, okay, here we go. I think the first negative that I have with that app, though, it launched broken.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we did not own a tablet before, and we really had no reason to. We each have a computer for work and one home computer and phones, and we picked up a tablet for the sole purpose of this app.
Yeah, it was an Android, I believe.
An Android, because we're not going to spend hundreds of dollars on an iPad for
Right.
this game. Okay.
Well, it didn't really work right away. You had to keep downloading this it wasn't a new patch, but you had to keep updating it every time you turned it on.
He was so angry.
Yes.
He was so angry because we're not friends with technology. So we didn't know in the first 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, if it was us technology unsavvy
how long are you going to patch it? How many weeks is it going to rewrite my save? Whatever. So we just went back to the laptop, but very frustrating. Now the laptop goes to my daughter and she's watching cartoons all the time, which, hey, we're bad parents. I don't care. She sits through dinner without complaining. Okay, fine. That's hers now.
The tablet. You said the laptop, but okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. That's fine.
She's gonna buy us the next tablet.
That's right. Okay. So we had to do that. Was upsetting. That was very upsetting. It's just like a video game. Why they have to patch it? 10 years ago, 20 years ago, games were on a cartridge. You made it complete before you put it out, unless it was ET. Okay.
Burn.
So very upsetting. Okay. Fine. That out of the way. We were playing on the laptop. Okay.
Your laptop's like 12 years old. So.
Yeah. So I think it was very easy to learn how to play and to teach. Would you agree?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you played a board game before, it's not going to be rocket science.
So not to go into the full how to play, but basically you pick one of 6 characters. And I even saw somebody... I'll save that. I gotta go on a little rant there.
No, you pick one of 4 in the beginning.
Okay, yeah, you start with 4 characters, and then 2 more join your group in the second mission. Okay, you pick one of 4 characters, and the characters are, you got your warrior, you got your mage, you got this thief that you eventually get.
A healer.
You got the dragon, which is the healer.
The archer.
Archer, and then you've got your dwarf.
Dwarf tank.
Tinkerer. Ish. Okay.
Ish, yeah.
So, you've got their basic stats over here if you wanted to do a test. Okay. A health and movement. And then you've got like a special ability and a little stamina here. And then you can flip the card and your special ability changes. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're going to pick what side you want your character to start on. You're also going to be given 2 weapons. Same type of mechanic. One side's going to be one weapon, so this is the hammer with a special ability, and a weapon type. So
Character-specific weapons.
Character-specific weapon.
Yes. Okay.
And then on the other side, you've got your other weapon. So I've got my sword here with slashing damage, its own special. So you pick what side you want your character and skill to start on. Okay. On your turn, you get basically 3 actions. One's always movement. Mm-hmm. So he's going to move action, which is up to your movement points. And this is a great game where you can move 1 space, perform an action, move 2. I like it. And then 2 other actions, and they can be the same. So that's going to be attack. It's going to be interact with like opening a chest, a door, a tree, really any component that's on the board.
Or another move.
You can move again, or you can basically flip one of your cards. Okay, flipping a card allows you to remove all of the...
we call it stamina.
Yeah, stamina, all of the tokens that are on the card, whether they're negative or positive. Okay, so when you use your special abilities or you take stamina or fatigue, it like maxes out automatically, and you basically need to flip the card to refresh. So right away, when I first saw those actions and we played the first round, I said, "Oh, this isn't so bad. I get to do all these special powers." Well, instantly I learned that it was a little bit more in depth than that, because I used all my powers and now I'm fatigued. Okay, well, I can just flip, right? Well, I would much rather perform 2 attacks than to waste a turn flipping or flipping a card to do my different weapon, which has a proficiency against, slashing against that monster. So even though the actions are pretty simple, I actually had to, it was challenging on what actions I actually needed to take in the round, okay? There's other games that I've played, and I'll call this one out right now. Resident Evil, the board game, okay? I recently played it. I played the second one? The third one, Resident Evil 3, was on Kickstarter. Every turn I moved and attacked. And I moved and attacked. And
what about traded?
Moved and I attacked a zombie.
Trade?
And I moved and attacked a zombie. So after 2.5 hours, I felt like I just moved and attacked. I didn't have to think. This, I feel like I actually had to think, do I want to attack here? Do I want to swip to get the proficiency?
Which weapon should I start the game with?
Yeah, and then what power do I want? So right away, I thought it was going to be really simple. It's simple to learn, but I actually felt myself engaged as we played. So I'm going to pause right there and ask you the same thing. Did you feel that or no? Okay.
I struggled to find the words to use as to why I didn't like the game.
Oh, you're just going straight in. Okay.
Oh, should we skip? We're just talking about characters.
That's really where I was going, but I know you want to talk about
I do, but no, I mean, we skip. Okay, so with the characters, well, I don't find that difficult to decide. I just, it's not like a level of complexity that makes me not want to play the game. But if you want something other than the basic move, attack, heal, trade, then yes, I think that is a good example of the next level.
I'm not really following what you're saying. I'm waiting to hear what you didn't like.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going back trying to talk about the characters and the interacting with the weapons and the stamina and the movement. The first couple of playthroughs we did, and I still struggle with it now, I just haven't attached. I know my characters. I like my characters. I have the healer and the rogue, the cat. Mm-hmm. There should be no reason why I wouldn't form an attachment like I usually do with my characters. It just felt very slow. It still feels a little slow for me. Playing a co-op game with Corey is sometimes one-sided because he has a clear path of the next 6 moves in advance and how to get to the end. Now, I don't think like that in games, and some games it doesn't really affect the playthrough, the gaming, but I think this one might be. I sometimes find myself just sitting back and letting him. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just you enjoy the game. Mm-hmm. You see the path to win. You see how we need to move or who we need to attack first. I just haven't gotten used to it, or maybe I just don't like that style. We played Dungeon Crawlers before.
Right.
And I'm not saying that I don't like the game. There's just something in it that makes me feel it does feel very slow. And I wonder if that's how you felt in the playthrough.
Yeah.
At first, Corey was controlling the app.
Right.
And then he switched it, so now I control the app. So it is a little bit better. It's a little bit more engaging for me. But there's just, I don't know, the whole on the app, click, 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 click. Okay, this. I don't know.
Okay, so
I can't put it into words.
Let me try to do that for you.
Okay.
So yeah, I think one of the things is people would call me, I guess, an alpha gamer, and I've worked at it.
Yes, but I don't have a problem with that. I like playing. I'm not saying that as negative.
And I let you decide. I do my best to let you decide.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I think one of the negatives, again, for this game, and I think for any co-op game that's a dungeon crawler, I would not want to play this with more than 2 people.
Oh, see, I was going to say, I wonder if it's different. Now, we, as always, play with as many characters as we can, so we're each playing as 2 instead of each as 1. That's just how we play board games, so we get the full experience. But why wouldn't you want to play with others?
Right, because you kind of hit on it. One person's controlling the app, and that's a lot of action. The thing when you play a game of an app, it's all behind the scenes, all this stuff that's happening. So if it's not your turn, you're really just sitting back. I don't have to worry about putting counters or tokens or putting health, and sure, there's dials and there's tokens, but there's a lot of mechanics that you don't have to do, like in Gloomhaven. You're constantly doing a bunch of stuff, right?
You're looking through your cards and you're always picking and refreshing. And
so this takes that away, which I think is a positive. But some people they want to be more engaged. They want things to be more, fiddly.
So maybe that's why.
So I got a little bit more to say about this. So as I started seeing you kind of distance yourself in the first few playthroughs.
I was on Pinterest a lot.
Yeah, you were. That's why I was like, okay, you control the app, because I don't need to click it. I'm still engaged. I'm thinking, what's going on? I looked up Sword and Sorcery. So it's another dungeon crawler, which I've never played. And
by Fantasy?
No, no. But people were complaining that it was too fiddly. There's too many things to keep track of. And some people really like that and some don't. So I wanted to see what it would be like to try that game. I want to get into a dungeon crawler, especially with you, more characters, see what's going on. Because I know you really like Gloomhaven, right?
Me?
So I picked that up and...
Wait, we got it. That's why that board game came?
I can't even get through the rules. I don't even want to get through the rules.
It's going on
I want to get into it, but this was so easy to learn and get on the table. I want to keep playing this. So, yeah, the app takes a lot of stuff out, and there's one more thing I want to come back to the app about that. Oh man, we have a list of stuff. This might be a long rant. I might just label this the Descent rant instead of review.
Okay.
So people don't. Yeah. Okay. So I think the app was good. You're in control of it, and there's 4 difficulties. There's easy, normal, hard, and hardest. So
we're on hard.
We're playing it on hard, and I feel that's a pretty good fit for us. The monsters have more health, they do more damage, and every 6 rounds, they gain 1 point of damage. Because what I saw in the first few missions that people actually didn't like in the others, like in Mansion, you could be playing along, and even in the second edition of Descent, the co-op, you could be playing along, and then all of a sudden, you ran out of turns, game over. Well, that's a little upsetting, There wasn't any alarm or idea that say, hey, you've got 2 rounds left, you need to push.
Well, in Mansion, they kind of give you flavor text.
Sure, but you don't really know. So they completely remove that from this. You don't lose based off of time. So I kind of had an issue with that because I could just run into a room, kill everybody, right? And then just wait. Rest, flip my cards, wait next round, flip my cards, completely refresh my stamina and move into the next round. The same problem that I would have with Hero Quest now. Nothing, the Overlord can't force you to do something or force the time limit. So you can go into a room with 4 people, clear it, rest up, whatever, go to the next room together, clear that room. So I think that's what kind of broke Hero Quest. Now, you don't think about those strategies when you're, super young, but now if you're going back and playing it, you would never split up. So I think they took that out in the normal mode. That's why we jumped right to hard, because every 6 rounds, they're going to get a little bit harder, which I do like, as opposed to it just ending after, let's say, 20 rounds. Mm-hmm. So I like that extra push, and I think we're doing pretty well. We don't just one-shot people. It takes 2 or 3 times to kill a guy. Yeah. It feels impactful when we actually defeat somebody. I like that. But it's knowing when to fight, when to run, when to complete, which is what I think what you're saying I'm kind of always thinking about. Right,
well, in any game, not just a dungeon crawler, you're always 3 steps ahead. I don't know the difference between this and Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven, you have a set number of turns because of your cards. You can't just keep playing. Every round you're losing a card. So that's the time limit.
Yeah, but what is the difference between that and this that I like so much better?
I think for Gloomhaven, you're always planning out, okay, what's going to be my next attack? Out of my next 2 cards, which ones am I looking at? You're always flipping through. This is just okay, it's your turn. Okay, yeah, I'm going to move,
well, this
attack,
is my weapon. Yeah, it feels slower.
The turns are much quicker, but there's a lot less intense planning that you do in Gloomhaven. So I definitely different. I really like Gloomhaven as well. Okay. I guess moving on. What do I have next? Let's talk about the terrain. Okay, so now visually.
Is this up on the camera?
Yeah, this is right here.
Okay.
This is one of the best looking games I think I've played. Okay. Now.
He's just excited about his paint.
Okay, well, I think the miniatures are fantastic. Okay. I've definitely been painting the characters. It just looks awesome on the table. Okay. Now, This terrain, again, we've showed it before everyone knows, as in HeroQuest, they had the 3D terrain pieces that everyone loved. Everyone loved growing up. Descent does it, and everyone hates it.
They hate it?
Oh my God, oh, why does a train have to be like this? I have to build this train, blah, blah, blah. What's going on? When did people start hating what everyone loved for 2 decades?
Well, I don't understand. Then how does Meeples and company have a job? Everybody wants 3D terrain.
Everyone wants to bling out their gaming material, their accessories.
Meeples? Where do I order everything from?
Etsy?
No, some things are.
There's all these sites that deluxify your game components.
That 3D print them.
This game has it. Well, there might be a cost. Yes, things cost money.
To buy, well, sure.
That's it, okay? So people are upset that this is 3D. Oh, could I not do... Look, this is what it looks like.
We're giving a lesson in economics here. Okay.
This is what it looks like. I think it looks incredible on the table. Then people were, oh, it takes so long, I have to build it.
Then play another game. Don't buy this game.
Yes, it took an hour, and guess what? I enjoyed building it, right? Yes, if you want to paint it, it takes hours. You don't have to. Yes, you will have to build this terrain. Well, actually, some people said, you know what? I don't even need to set up. I can just pretend where people are and move it, and based on the app. Sure, you can do that with any board game. You can visualize a map. I don't like any of those comments. There's a lot of reviewers that I watched that I really enjoy. A lot of things I did not agree with them.
Wow.
Oh, I can play without a board. Okay, yeah, I can play a lot of games also, like I said, without a board, but why would you?
You're buying a board game. Use the board.
It doesn't take that long to set up. You open the door and it's like, oh, grab this component, grab this component. Cool, here's this whole new 3D thing. Yes, how long did that take me? 40 seconds? It's not that bad.
That's weird because most games that we play take a very long time to set up.
Yes.
Think about Talisman.
Yes.
And all the expansions. Think about the Everdell and all that stuff. And this is a really small initial setup in every scenario, and then
build on
40 seconds it'll take you to build the next piece when you open the door.
And I guess the reason why we're doing this is if you've been hearing these reviews, and we'll say some criticisms about it, absolutely. But if you hear a lot of the reviews of, oh, the terrain, oh, it takes so long to build, to expand, I'm telling you, it's not that bad. And guess what? When we pack it down and we play the next day, okay, maybe I don't have to build that room because I'm never going to go over there again. But I'm not hating on the game because there are staircases that make it look 3D. Oh, well, why is it in 3D? What's the purpose? Because it looks cool. And I'm happy with that.
Fun?
And what I got out of this experience, as you can see on this board, I actually felt like I was there. When I went into a castle and the walls.
Well, that's the little kid Corey coming out in you.
Because I could actually visualize when I entered a doorway, it was like, there's a staircase going up and what's in there? Oh, there's the bookshelf. I can actually see it, as opposed to Gloomhaven where I flip a page. Oh, that's where we are. I couldn't visualize me being in there. I could actually visualize, if I wanted to, what they're seeing, what's around them. You can interact with everything, which is also cool. Different actions, different things. So, terrain is a plus for me. Yes, you have to build it. Didn't bother me. I'm looking forward to if they make another edition or expansion or whatever, because this is only Act 1.
Oh, God.
What are going to be those terrain elements? I think it's sharp. So that's a terrain. And the models. Okay. So, okay, one thing that I thought was a negative in the beginning, and this goes back to what could be some of the things that I could also do to keep me more engaged that the app takes away. So right away, I thought it was rolling what's called like criticals. So all of your weapons you can build, you can enhance different hilts and edges and blades and whatnot that you can craft, when you're in town, but they proc off of a certain percentage whenever you attack. Okay, so I thought, they're taking away me rolling a die and getting excited because I rolled a critical. When we play Kingdom Death, if I rolled a 10, you're excited because you did that, right? So I thought it would have been nicer if they gave us an extra die and I would roll it, and if it landed, then I could trigger my effect. But then it's one more thing to kind of keep track of and fiddly, and the more I played this...
I still find it satisfying when you see
When you actually see it pop up on screen.
I
like it, because then you start getting to know what your weapons can do and all the different choices, and when it procs, you do get it. You still get excited. Yeah.
What? I've never heard that word before.
That's okay. And
Back tainted.
and the percentage is different. You know, it can be a 5% all the way up to 50% that I've seen of when it triggers. So again, they're taking away a lot of the fiddliness that you need to manage, and it's done in the app. Cool. As long as I'm having fun, app take care of it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was fiddliness that I thought, and I changed my mind as I played a little bit more about it.
Okay, criticals next.
Characters. You talked about the characters. Okay. So I think the writing in this game, between missions, a lot of the conversations that go back and forth between the characters,
That's kind of slow.
it's kind of slow, it's kind of cheesy. But you know what? I'm not buying this game because I think it's going to be the best novel. It's not going to be the Wheel of Time that I'm reading here, okay? So I'm not going to hate on the game for it. Now, I think the text and the actual missions going throughout are good, okay? But it's that weird conversation that's happening, and that's why I don't think people connected to their characters right away in the beginning. Now, something that Fantasy Flight just did that I think they should have done, they put out short stories of their characters online. It's like 4 pages long of each character, well, 4 of the 6 so far. And I read these, and this basically happens before this game takes place. So it really gave some good backstory of your character, and I think they did a disservice of not including these in the game to start. Or release these 3 months before a game came out, so you get excited and see what's happening.
Okay.
You get to know the characters. They did this after the fact. Now, I don't know if they planned on doing this. They might have taken some of the feedback and said, oh, we need to... And this writing's a lot better than what's in the app.
Okay.
This is like reading one of their books, okay? So I think they could have done better. It didn't bother me once I got through the first 2 or 3 back and forth. And again, I think that's also another reason why this isn't good with more than 2 players, because I'm going back, click, let me read you the story. Okay, is this over? I just want to play the game. I got that feeling, but you kind of had to plow through that.
And what about you don't like when we go from in between missions?
Okay, yeah. So, well, I guess we'll talk more about the app. So after the missions, you can go back to the town, you can craft. I think that's all great. You can get your upgrades, and we'll talk about talents in a little bit.
Buy, sell, blah, blah, blah.
I think the worst thing about this is whenever you travel to a mission, there's a random event. I like random events.
Sure.
They're great. A little thing to read. Usually you get to pick a choice. Do you want to save the prisoner or kill him? Right? And then you get a reward or no reward, or 2 different choices. That doesn't happen here. You do a random event, I read text, I gain a reward, random event's over, I move on. So now, I don't care what that random event is.
Yeah.
If I have no impact in what I'm going to receive or what my characters do, and it has nothing to do really to tie it into the story.
The main story, yeah.
It's just some random fluff. It's just random fluff. I see what my reward is and I move on. Whereas when you're in a story or like a main event in town, it will ask you what do you want to do? Or what your thoughts are. And I think that just changes the narrative, but at least it's giving me the option. I really think they dropped the ball there on the random events searching, because to me it's just a waste of time, and a read has nothing to do, and I gain a crafting component that I would have gotten in a chest in the next mission anyway. So hopefully they change that the next one. Just make it so I have an option. That's all. Okay. Random events. I hated that part about it. Okay, talk about difficulty levels, the characters, the number of players, random events. Okay, so leveling up. So something else that I saw people did not like was leveling up your character wasn't as impactful as they wanted.
It's a little weird. Is my character leveled up?
So...
Do we even have leveled up yet?
Well, we just achieved our 2nd level of experience.
And how did we get that?
I think after X number of missions, we get it.
Okay.
So obviously you have your character, your base weapons. Okay, after the first or second mission, then you unlock feats, which are pretty cool because they reminded me of Gloomhaven, like those secret events or the secret missions that you're trying to do
Yes.
to unlock check marks. In this, everyone has their own feat, which you get to choose, an option of 2. Whether it's, hit somebody with a hammer 6 turns in a row, or, be the first to open a door. And the app tracks all of that. Very helpful. And you either unlock crafting recipes or new talents. Okay? So when you get, let's just say when you get your talents, you still can only go out with 1 XP worth of your talents. Okay? So I switched a few of mine out, but I really only get 1. So am I getting stronger? No. My weapons are getting stronger. They're proccing more. I'm getting crafting materials to build consumables. Now we all have health potions. We're finding or building or buying armor, so I have more health, or something else triggers when I get attacked, okay? That's how your character gets stronger. Until now, where now we can go out with 2 experience each of our characters. So now I'm gonna have 2 talent cards.
Okay.
That I'm gonna be able to have more stamina on my cards. My options of flipping are gonna completely change. Some person I might spec more to be like a field medic. One person's gonna be attacking. One person's gonna be, doing effects or healing effects off of people. So I think now is when we're really gonna start to see our characters getting stronger because they can do more. But it didn't bother me as much as people were saying, oh, my character isn't getting stronger, because I felt like, I don't know, it didn't bother me. It hasn't bothered me. What about you?
No, I don't think so. It seems like we get an obscene amount of crafting materials in each mission.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to
Craft, make money, you could sell it.
Yeah, selling, buying, that's all easy. Your weapons, they slowly get a little bit better. It's not going to be this big.
And every weapon has a flip, so it gets an upgraded version. We haven't even done that yet.
No, correct. We've just been upgrading the basic weapon side.
Yeah, because the parts. And again, that's something else when you go back to town, you have to craft and whatnot. One person's on the app, that can take a little while, and I can see that being, tough with 3 or 4 characters. But just like in Kingdom Death, I really want to play Kingdom Death with 4 people. Everyone wants to do their own thing. Everyone wants their character to have that item, use that resource. But what's going to be best for the group? At least with us, 2 people, we can decide what's going to collectively be best, as opposed to, you want to do that? Okay, that's going to take forever. So sure, it's a negative if you play with more people, but that's like in every co-op game. So why the hate on this one? Not sure. Okay. I'm trying to think, was there any other points that I heard? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to a random post, and I'm sorry if you did this post and you watch this channel, let me know, but I thought this was a very silly comment. They were asking if you were locked into playing a specific character in a mission. So yes, there's 6 characters.
If you were locked in?
Some of the missions, right, you have to be one of the 6 characters.
Well, that's in any game. It's their mission.
Right, it's their mission, it's their story. And they said, oh, I'm gonna pass on the game if that's true. Then this game isn't for you. If that
but
one
we've
thing...
played a bunch of games that are like that before, where you have to bring the character.
Right. I'm gonna switch real quick because I heard this Final Fantasy VII Remake, okay? Yeah, it's a little different. You actually have to lock in and pick certain characters and certain missions, but that's how the story progresses. I'm not gonna hate on that design. Is it what I would prefer? Doesn't really bother me.
But if it does, then don't play the game.
Right. You got this whole post, I'm gonna hate on this because I have to be this character. Okay, look, why are you posting? Just don't buy the game. Okay.
Man, there's a lot of frustration that you're feeling that I didn't even know you had. I'm glad you have
well, that's why, honestly, that's why I'm doing this, because I was a little upset because of all the negative feedback that I heard about the game, and I wanted to play it. We played a few missions, and you weren't feeling it. and I push through, and I will absolutely play this by myself.
One thing to say, I had no idea about any of the negative feedback or positive feedback before. He kept it away from me so that I could experience it unbiased.
Yeah.
And I still,
and this is
didn't warm up.
There were a lot of, on Board Game Geek, right? You can give a negative review, and it got bashed so bad before the game even came out. Okay.
So
and then people were talking, it went from, it was like a 5.0. Now it's all the way up to a 7.6 because I think people that are actually playing are enjoying it. It's good. Is it good? Are there things that I would have changed? Yeah, absolutely. But
there's things in every game you may or may not want to change.
It just didn't deserve the horrible attack that I constantly keep seeing, at least from somebody. Hey, I like Descent, so call me a fanboy, but this is a lot of... I do have fun. I do have fun playing this game with you.
That sounded funny.
I like setting it up. I like, just visually seeing it. The characters are great. I look forward to playing it. And then, if we win and beat it, and this is another thing, if you fail, the story still goes on.
Oh, actually, I forgot about that. But I do like that.
Me too.
Because then we don't have to replay the mission again.
Right. That's
Thank
the thing, too.
God, you don't have to
Gloomhaven. Here's a negative Gloomhaven. If you lose, you're like, just try it again. What? Like, my characters just died.
We just probably don't get an awesome bonus.
Right.
As, when you win.
Right, and that's what happens here. If you fail, you're not going to get those bonuses or the special weapon or that special event
that's what
that get you stronger.
That's what I just
I thought you were talking about Gloomhaven.
No, I meant here.
So in that type of game, I had to
because we have lost. We lost once.
Yeah, we have lost once.
Corey didn't sleep for 3 days.
It was rough. It came down to a die roll. One die roll, one damage.
It's because I was pinning things on pictures.
Yeah, pay attention, stay in the game. So, so I'm looking forward to playing through it, whether we win or lose, and then really challenging myself and playing it on the super hard difficulty. And then I can say, yes, this is completed, because it gives me time to paint the characters. I'll play by myself. That's fine. You don't need to
can't we just bump it up to super hard difficulty now?
Well, I don't want to get wrecked right away. That's why you just do it on hard.
Okay.
Because then you won't play through it again the second time. Okay, so I'm hoping that at Gen Con, which should happen in, let's say 2 weeks from now, we get some sort of idea of what they're planning. Yeah, I think virtually.
A virtual Gen Con? Whatever. How do you do that?
With like this. Like they did with their playthrough that completely failed. So hopefully they do a little bit better than that. I just don't want the company to say, oh, you know what, this bad press, let's not do it. Hey, like Runebound. Can I get some Runebound expansions? That game was awesome.
Jeez.
I don't know.
Jeez.
So yeah, hopefully some things come out. Just have an idea of whether they're going to be expansion packs or a second act, what they're going to do. So I'm putting it out there because if you had any interest in the game and the reviews kind of turned you off, give it a shot. Try it out at a friend's house. Rent a copy, buy one off online because people hate it before they even tried it. Give it a shot if you're a fan of Descent. If not, it's okay. You don't need to play it. There's so many dungeon crawlers out there. Go pick up Sword and Sorcery. Tell me how to play it, and we'll talk about that, when I eventually get around to doing it. So, anything else?
No, do you want to tell anybody about the rest of HitPoints Gaming? Do we have any plans?
Well, okay, so if you came this far, right, under this table,
you're a fan of HitPoints
we've had our
set up for
Kingdom Death for the Dragon
for 2 months.
2 months.
Are we taping the start
we're gonna play
right after this?
It is hot down here.
He's such a baby. Just suck it up, okay? We can't have a fan because
we have to do that. Camera. We've gotten a few games that we need to actually do reviews on, so I've got to learn how to play that. I did pick up Oath. I didn't pick it up off a Kickstarter.
Because we recently just played Root again.
I got back into Root.
And I won with the lizard people. No, I didn't. I didn't win. I forgot. I almost won with the lizard people. He won with the Vagabond.
Yeah.
The archer.
Yeah,
box.
you can my ally, and I just ran around.
I didn't even know I was your ally.
Nah, I was giving you all these cards.
I know, it was glorious.
So we were playing Root for a little bit. yeah, that was really our only gaming. Luckily, we can game with my friends every Thursday night, and now you started playing, which is really nice. But
You
yeah,
need to
taping.
finish Clank Legacy.
Yeah, it's been a while. Our friends moved. Chris got another job somewhere in the opposite
No,
direction.
I got the same job as job.
I just moved. Yeah, it's a shame.
Okay.
Gaming's tough.
All right.
So yeah,
Thanks
that's
for
what's going on.
hanging with us.
That's kind of our rant of
Your
dissent.
rant.
My rant of dissent. So will you play with me again? Are you gonna play?
Dissent?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if it costs $600, we
Didn't
better
cost
play.
$600. Do you know how much it costs? You want to pick a number? I'll say higher or lower.
I'm going to say it cost $130.
Bingo.
Cost $130? Sell it. Get it on eBay right now.
Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time. So here we are set up, ready to play our, oh my goodness, how does this work?
Instead of taping Kingdom Death.
No, we did tape the intro to Kingdom Death. We did tape it, but instead, you know, it was hot down there. I said that. So we are playing our setup for Descent right here. And the one thing that I forgot to mention was I actually like the artwork now in this game. It definitely grew on me. I didn't think it would, but you know, like I said, after painting the characters and getting accustomed to them, I definitely like the color scheme. I like the artwork. I like everything about it now. So I was a hater, and now I'm a believer.